Hello, I hope you all are fine. Well, I'm fine too. So, today I may sound extra happy, and you are also going to happy because this is a very last topic of our chapter 1. Okay, of course we are going to see the overview of whatever we've done in this chapter, but in last lecture we talk about key, right? That how that helps in the identification, the CID one, remember? Okay, so today we are going to talk about some other stuff who actually helps you to identify some species or any new species or to find any old species, in short, in the identification purpose. Okay, so there are basically four books. Like right now we have this computer and all, right? But in past few years this has been done, but before that there were data stored physically, like in books, like in manually. Okay, so what were there and how they used to keep it, so we are going to study about that today. So that would be this. Okay, so other things for correct identification. Okay, of course, why I have written other things here, because we've already studied so much thing about it, right? We have studied that herbarium helps you, zoo, museum helps you for identification, even the key which we studied last time help you in identification. So other than that, what are the things? So these are the things which will help you for correct identification. Okay, and what are these? These are these four. Okay, so let me just, yes, now we can see it properly, right? Okay, so when I see this four, very first one is called as flora. And what is the meaning of flora? So the flora itself means it is a book which contains habitat and distribution of plant of given area. Okay, so see, you have such area here. For example, you went to Himachal and then you see that, okay, this is a valley of flowers, and there each and every has particular area. Okay, so now this is an area. If you have any information written in a book about this particular area's plant, for example, that what are the habitat of this plant, what are the, how they have been distributed here, the biodiversity, all these things, so that book is going to call as flora. Okay, because we are talking about plant of the given area, this is a flora. So see, this is one flora. Okay, so only one kind of, you can say, area, and for example this is of a Kew. You might not read it properly, but it is of a Kew garden. Okay, so Kew garden had whatever flora type this Kew garden have, all the information is in this particular thing. Okay, about that particular area's plant, their like scientific name, their species, okay, all the other information, their habitat, but about that particular given area only. So that is what we call it as a flora. Now second one is what we call it as a manuals. Okay, manuals. Okay, it is kind of a handy book. See, you also have, like, if you are in 11th 12th, of course you have this lab manuals, right? You perform the practical, yes, you write all the things in that lab manual. What is it? That is a handy book for your record purpose, right? For in future, if you want to read something that, oh, what did I find that day? What was the reading that day? So then you then what you have to do, then you have to open your lab manual book, see on that date, oh, that was the reading, yeah, right, that was the identification, this was the thing. Because you have written all the description of that day practicals in that lab manual. Okay, why you are making lab manual? Because it is going to help you for future purpose. Similarly, manual are one kind of a handy book which have all the description about the occurrence of the plant, the collection of that plant, like from where you have collected it, the identification of that plant species, all these things you can found in that. But again here of a particular area. Flora and manuals both have the plant information about plant species. Okay, flora has other than plant species about the habitat and distribution. Manual, all the other description like their occurrence, collection, identification of the plant, right? But of a particular area. For example, let me just, yes. Okay, can you see this? This is a manual of an aquatic plant of a particular area. Okay, so for example, here is the pond or something like that. That particular pond has some aquatic plant, and this is a manual of that aquatic plants. Okay, so the particular areas. So all the plant have like is going to be in that aquatic area. They have been written in this manual. Okay. Okay. Now, third one is monograph. Okay. It is an information on any one taxon. Okay, any one taxon. For example, in that area only, let's just see, this was the Kew garden. In that area only, you saw different kind of distribution of plant, right? There were so much biodiversity. There were flowering plant, wheat plants and all. Now, if you want to see the detail about that wheat plants only, then you have to go for, like, okay, first you want to know about flora, like Kew garden species, that what are the species present in that particular garden. See, I'm taking a very good example. Okay, we are talking about example here, that I want to see that what are the different kind of species are there in Kew garden. So what I did, I took a flora of that area, because in that case I'm going to have all the information about that area's plant, that habitat, that distribution in flora. So flora help me to find what? To find all the different kind of biodiversity and that given specific name. Then I wanted to know about certain area, that okay, in this whole Kew garden, okay, like what are the plants of this specific area. Okay, so for that I am going to go for that specific areas manual. For example, here is an aquatic plants manual. Okay, that I will go for, okay, that green grass plant manual, or whatever they have named it, right? So in that I am going to find all the occurrence, collection and identification of that plant species. By that I got to identify that whatever plant species I want to know about, which I see, oh, that looks beautiful, I want to know about that plant. Okay, so whatever I was interested, after knowing in manual, I need to identify that that plant was wheat plant, some kind of wheat plant. So then I'll go for what? Then I'll go for a particular monograph of that wheat plant, because in monograph they are going to give me all the information of that one taxon. See, the wheat plants monograph, that means only about wheat plant present there, only about that, nothing else. Okay, so this is going to be information about any one taxon. Either it is going to be only about wheat plant species or genus, or about family, only any one taxon. Getting that? Okay, after that I want to know, okay, oh, there are wheat plants, but there are different kind of wheat plants, and each of have a different scientific name. Okay, so then I want to know about much detail. I want to know about each and every wheat plant present, that each and every different kind of species of that wheat. So then I'll go for catalogues. Why? Because it is a book which contains name of a species. So now I'm going to get what? So if there are 5 different wheat plants, okay, I'm going to get the name of the species of each of that. In what? In catalog, right? Because in that, and that too very easily. Why? Because they are like, they contain this name in an alphabetical order. Okay, so if it is wheat plant and the name starts from, we know what it calls, right? We've already studied about that. We call wheat as a, like, scientific name is triticum, right? Triticum. Okay. So I'm going to get all the information about triticum in the monograph and the different kind of species in the particular catalog. Okay, as you can see, this is the alphabetical order. All the A are here. All the A. Right, so all the A, so all the species starts from the name A are going to be here. All the species starts from the name B are going to be here, and then it, like, in alphabetical order, right? So this is how catalog works. Another example which I've taken here, like, sorry, I've taken here Okay, is medical plant volume 1. See, this is a plant, all the information about plant, like medical plant about particular area with A and B. Okay, so only the plant species who starts with A and B are in here in volume 1. So in volume 2 it is going to be C and D. In volume 3 it is going to be the name starts from E and F, and it goes on. Okay, so this is how catalog works. So see, all these 4 are important. Okay, they ask you in the MCQ purpose that, or differentiate, they'll ask you to differentiate between two. Let me just, okay, so focus on the writing right now. Of course this area you won't be able to see. Okay, let's take a quick overview. So these are the other thing for the correct identification. Of course we studied all the different things too. Okay, they are like recording description. You have recorded all these things in a manual, in a handy book. Okay, like physically you have written it, and all these things are going to help you. First was Flora. It is a book that contains about habitat and distribution only. Okay, but of given area or particular area. Manual is a handy book. Okay, and in that there is much more information than Flora. Okay, some extra information like their occurrence, collection. They are going to help you to identify about particular species. Okay, but again found in that particular area. Monograph is the information of any one taxon. Remember. Okay, for example, we took about wheat plant. Okay, so any one taxon only. That's it. And catalog is something you are going to get, okay, which has a species names written on it and all the other information about that too, but in an alphabetical order. Okay, so this is how they help you. So this was all about different kind of recordings. Okay, yes, this you can take a very good screenshot for it and save it for the future purpose. They ask you in a differentiation or MCQ purpose. I hope you got the lecture, and you can be happy because this was our last lecture of first chapter. Here the first chapter ends. We have studied all about you can say different kind of categories like classification, taxonomy, categories, species, genus, all the different categories, right? Then we studied about how to store this information, like if you want to do the classification. Okay, classification was a very important thing here. So if you want to do the classification, what you will do? Okay, so first you need to identify the thing, then you are going to name it, then you are going to go for a classification. Okay, for the identification purpose, there are museum. You are going to collect things like plant herbarium, animals museum. Okay, zoo, botanical gardens for plants, or the different things. Then there are other things like key, which is going to help you to identify things, the CID one, remember. And then there is the other thing. So this was a quick overview about first chapter. I hope you got the whole chapter, and do your very best and give a test after reading this chapter. See, videos are very important. Of course, the explanation is important, but you have to read after that. Only video is not your solution. Okay, you have to read after that. Do that first, then give the exam, and yeah, hope you got the good marks. Bye.